Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video, and today's video guys is going to be about a request, a question. You guys, you know how this videos works. If I find a question interesting enough, if I find a question in a interesting topic that I want to discuss, I do a video about it. And I find this question that I have received interesting enough to talk about it. What do I think about this? I got a question last week, I believe, a comment that I got in my latest video when a subscriber, I think he's a subscriber, I don't know, he asked me, who do you think has the biggest chance of beating Rafael Nadal in a French Open final? Because guys, we all know that to beat Rafael Nadal in French Open, no matter which round, it is extremely difficult. It is a huge challenge. It is a nightmare. But to face him in a final, in French Open, it is the biggest challenge an athlete can face, in my opinion. All sports, not only tennis, all sports. Because he just is a monster in those French Open finals. He is just a predator. He is a beast. And to go with him and play that last match of the tournament, you have both of the guys has won 6 matches each on the way to that final match. It is a nightmare, really. It is a nightmare. I don't know myself if Rafa Nadal will ever lose a French Open final. I am not sure about that. But deep inside of me, I believe that someday it will happen. Because in every fairy tale, it is an end. In every fairy tale, guys, my tennis friends all around the world, what has a beginning, it has an end. I usually always say, the only thing that never has a beginning or an end, it is only God. Everything else, people, life, achievements, jobs, everything, it has a beginning and it has an end. Rafael Nadal, like we all know, he has won 12 French Open finals. That is bloody impressive. 12! Even when I say it, just to describe Rafael Nadal's achievement in French Open, I don't even have enough words. My English is horrible to even describe it. Because I don't know all the words in English. English is my third language. So I wish I knew all the English words to describe Rafael Nadal's achievement, what he has done in French Open. 93 victories, only 2 losses. That is marvelous, marvelous, guys. I cannot describe it with enough superlative words. And the most difficult thing to do is to take him down in that French Open final. To take him down there. Because you, as an opponent, even before even going out to the court, you are scared. You are scared. Take, for instance, a player like Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal's biggest challenger throughout his career. Nobody has defeated Rafael Nadal as many times as Novak Djokovic. Not only on clay, but in all the matches generally. All the matches. Nobody has defeated him more times than Novak Djokovic. Even when Novak has faced Rafael Nadal in those French Open finals, 2012, 2014, yes, those are 2 French Open finals that they have faced each other. Novak has not have a chance. He has not taken him to a 5th set in those finals. He lost the 2012 French Open final in 4 sets. He lost the 2014 French Open final in 4 sets as well. The only time Novak has taken him to a 5th set was 2013, but that was in semi-final. Semi-final is a different thing. Not that it is easy to take him down in semi-final, the clay court beast from Mallorca, but it is a little more easier than finals. And like we all know, Novak is the second only player who has defeated Rafael Nadal in French Open, 2015 quarterfinals. And the other player is Söderling in 2009. And that was, of course, not a final. It was a fourth-round match. But taking him down in French Open final, man, you have to do your match of your life. You have to play out of this planet, out of this galaxy. Rafael Nadal, what he has done on French Open, what he has done on clay, in general, all the clay court tournaments that he has played throughout his career, but especially in French Open, in 5 sets, it is ridiculous. It is unhuman. I can honestly say, for all of you who see this video, today, tomorrow, next month, next year, whatever, even when I don't exist anymore, we will never see achievement like Rafael Nadal ever again in a specific surface. You name it. Is it on hard court? Is it on grass? Is it on clay? That will be matched. Never, never. Look at Federer, his best Grand Slam result. It is Wimbledon. He has won it 8 times. Played 11 French Open. Played 11 Wimbledon finals. So his record is not perfect. It is a great record. Winning 8 finals, losing 4. No, he has won 8 Wimbledon finals, and he has lost Roger Federer, so not, because I hate to do mistakes when I say numbers. And he has lost 4 Wimbledon finals. He has lost 3 against Djokovic and 1 against Nadal. So no, I'm sorry. Federer has played 12 Wimbledon finals. 12. And he has won 8. That is a great number. Djokovic has played, what is Djokovic's best Grand Slam result? It is Australian Open, of course. He has won Australian Open 8 times in 8 finals. Perfect record there as well. But we all know that Djokovic will never win Australian Open 12 times. He will not do it. We all know it. Federer, of course, will never win Wimbledon 12 times. Federer will not even win it 9 times. Djokovic, of course, can win Australian Open 9 times, maybe even 10, as most, maybe. But I doubt it about 10, to be quite honest. I can see Djokovic winning 9 times. Because if you look at Djokovic 7 months ago, he almost lost to Dominic Thiem in the final. It was a close battle, to say the least. Dominic Thiem just couldn't hold his game together when it mattered the most. He had Djokovic under the ropes. He was leading 2-1. But Djokovic, all credit to Djokovic, he really deserved it. He turned that match around. Djokovic is the beast when it comes to turn matches around. I did a video about that last week. When Djokovic is down 1-2 in the matches, he wins 70% of his matches. 70%. And if you look at his big 2 chief rivals, Nadal and Federer, they only win 30%. I told you that, guys, last week. You who seen the last week's video. So it is not any coincidence that Djokovic turns around matches when he's down under 1-2. It is not any coincidence. He does it 70% of the times. That is a bloody impressive stat. Bloody impressive, in my opinion. Anyway, Djokovic will never win Australian Open 12 times. Federer will, of course, never win Wimbledon 12 times. And let alone have a perfect record. So if Djokovic makes, say, I don't know, 11 Australian Open finals. He has made it to 8 so far. He will for sure lose one of them. I don't think that Djokovic will... If Djokovic makes it 12, we say 12 Australian Open finals, he will not win those 12 Australian Open finals. He will not. He has done it really good so far, 8. Really good. But nobody comes close to Rafa. It is insane. I've never seen anything like this. I have done a video about this. The only athlete I can compare other athlete in other sport with Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal of the clay, all right? Not Rafael Nadal of grass or hard court. Rafael Nadal of the clay. as if, when I see two athletes being compared against each other with bloody impressive result, it is only Michael Phelps in swimming. He was really a beast with his sport. He has over 20 gold medals. And then Rafael Nadal on clay. Yeah, Michael Jordan, he won a couple of NBA titles. I think he won 6 NBA titles in basketball, but he's not the best. I think the best basketball player here, I think he won 11 NBA titles, something like that. So, all the credit to Michael Jordan. For me, the greatest basketball player of all time. Muhammad Ali as well, he was superior in his sport, in boxing, but he lost. In my opinion, Rafa is greater than Muhammad Ali on clay, on French Open. 93 matches. 93 matches. Did Muhammad Ali won 93 matches during his professional career? I don't know, because I'm not so into boxing, but I don't think so. I don't think he won 93 matches. And I don't think Muhammad Ali lost. I think he lost during his professional career more than 2 matches. I don't know how many he lost because I'm not into the boxing. But what I want to say is that the only other athlete I can compare with Rafael Nadal on clay is Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps. So what we have seen of Rafael Nadal during this 15 years period of time on clay is just really marvelous. Marvelous. Like I said, my English is not good enough to describe it. So the question is here, will he ever lose the French Open final, this super machine? This superior clay court beast from Mallorca, from Spain. Will he ever lose the French Open final? And if he loses a French Open final, who will be that player who has the biggest chance of defeating him? Look, it is about 2 players here. Two players. Not 3, not 4, not 5. And this hand I'm not even using. It is enough with this. Because it is already enough. It is about 2. Because he's so overwhelming, he's so dominant over all the others that I don't see any of the other dudes have any chance against Nadal, even though Rafa is not super young anymore. He's 34 years old, if I'm not mistaken. But he still has a very, very high level on clay. He's still good on other surfaces as well. Personally, I don't think Rafa will ever win Australian Open and Wimbledon ever again. I will say it right now, right here. He will never win Australian Open or Wimbledon ever again. Because he don't beat Novak Djokovic in Australian Open. He don't beat Novak Djokovic in Wimbledon. And if that was not enough, obstacle for Rafael Nadal, he has even Roger Federer. Even Roger Federer, who is, how old is nowadays? He will be 39 in 1 week, something like that, Roger Federer. Even Roger Federer is defeating Rafael Nadal outside clay nowadays. We have seen it. We saw it 3 years ago in Australian Open, 2017 in the final. We saw it last year in Wimbledon. So Rafael Nadal, it doesn't look good for Rafael Nadal winning Wimbledon and Australian Open ever again. It doesn't look. He will not lose on the first, second, or third round. Forget about that. I've talked about this so many times. Nobody punishes, nobody kills, nobody dominates the lower ranked players like Rafael Nadal. It is not what I'm talking about. But when it goes deep, semi-final and finals, Rafa will be knocked out in Wimbledon Australian Open against Djokovic or Federer, and now also against Thiem. Thiem defeated him in Australian Open quarterfinals. So those 2 tournaments Rafa can forget, in my opinion. He will never win them again. But French Open, he still will win, and US Open, he can win still. I don't think that Rafa has many more US Opens in him to be quite honest. I can see Rafa winning US Open maximum one more time. Maximum. But even that, I'm doubtful, really doubtful, because I saw him last year against Medvedev. He barely defeated Medvedev in 5-set battle. Barely. So maybe Rafa has won his last US Open as well. So Rafa's, like his entire career, Rafa will be as most dangerous on clay, in French Open. French Open, he has definitely not won for the last time. So, and the only two players who can threat Rafael Nadal, we all know who those two players are, guys. You know which names I'm thinking about, and you two for sure are thinking in the same names as me. It is Dominic Thiem and it is Novak Djokovic. The only two. Nobody else. Nobody else. Forget all the others. They are no match for Rafael Nadal. No match whatsoever. I've seen it so many times. I've seen it so many times since 2005. They don't have the tools. They don't have the talent. They don't have the skills. They don't have the physical abilities. You have to go with Nadal toe to toe, 4, 5, 6 hours, and maybe most important of all, they don't have the belief. But Djokovic and Dominic Thiem, they have the beliefs. They have the tools. They have the talent. They have the physical abilities. You name it. But it is easier said than done doing it the course of 4, 5 hours. Because what is the most challenging with Rafa Nadal? On clay. What is the most challenging? Not only on clay. This actually is the case in all surfaces, but in the other surfaces you can hurt him more. He cannot defend as good in the other surfaces. He cannot stay back on the baseline as he does on clay, because he needs to be more further to the baseline. He cannot return as good on grass and hard court, because you can hit through Rafa Nadal much easier in Wimbledon and Australian Open, because the courts are faster. All right, it is not any coincidence why Rafa has won US Open 4 times, even more times than Djokovic. Djokovic has won it only 3 times. Rafa 4, because the surface in New York are much slower than both in Australian Open and Wimbledon. So when the courts are faster, your chances will increase very, very higher, much higher to beat him. Because all the things he does on clay, defends good, can stay back from the baseline, can return good, can go into long exchanges. He cannot do it in Wimbledon, he cannot do it in Australian Open, because the players will hit through him and he will be toast. But on clay, he has all these things. He can stay back from the baseline. You cannot hit through him because the surface is the slowest surface we have in tennis. He can go to long exchanges and make you tired and make you do unforced errors, because the surface is slow. You cannot hit through him. Automatically, the rallies will be long. So Djokovic and Thiem knows, of course, this, but to actually execute like you have the game plan to do before the match starts, it is easier said than done. But these two definitely can do it. But in my opinion, Djokovic is Rafael Nadal's biggest threat. If someone beats Rafael Nadal in French Open final, it will be Djokovic. If Djokovic goes there. I've done, I think, a video about this last year, if I'm not forgotten. Anyway, because first of all, we know that Rafael Nadal will not lose against other players than Dominic Thiem or Novak Djokovic. He will not do it. We know that, for sure. Rafael Nadal will not lose against players like Cecchinato. It will not happen. We all know that. Like Djokovic did in 2018. He lost to Cecchinato. All right? So, Rafael Nadal will make sure that he will be in that final. Then some of you can say about Dominic Thiem. Yeah, Dominic Thiem is a threat for Rafael Nadal, but not in finals. Not in finals. He has had 3 chances. 2 chances in finals. 2018, 2019. In both those finals, Dominic Thiem, he could not handle Nadal. He could not handle Nadal. Dominic Thiem I think they have faced each other 4 times in French Open, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. 4 times. 12-1 in sets for Rafael Nadal. 12-1. The first ever set Dominic Thiem took off Rafael Nadal in French Open was last year in that final. Was last year. Dominic Thiem has all the tools. He has the power which is needed to hit through him on a slow surface like clay. He has the physical abilities. He's an animal, Dominic Thiem. I have never seen him tired, really. He maybe is the strongest physical player on the ATP Tour. Maybe even stronger than Nadal. He has even the belief. He believes it. He has defeated him actually 4 times on clay, Dominic Thiem. But all the times has been in 3 sets matches. It is a total different story. 3 sets and 5 sets against Rafael Nadal. We all know that. So after Novak Djokovic, Dominic Thiem is the player who has defeated Rafael Nadal mostly on clay. 4 times. Djokovic has defeated Rafael Nadal 7 times on clay. Of course, most times of all players. So Dominic Thiem, he has the tools, he has the firepower, he has the shot tolerance, because you have to have a shot tolerance against Rafael Nadal on clay. He has the belief, he really has everything, but he just, in my opinion, he just lacks that backhand. Backhand on clay is so key, guys, because that lands so high. Rafael Nadal, of course, knows it. And Dominic Thiem, he stands way too far from the baseline. He needs to really have huge ground strokes to hit through Rafael Nadal on the fence. Because if he stays too close, the ball will bounce so high, he needs to take it up here. And he cannot hit it up here. It's so hard. The most difficult, maybe not the most, but one of the most difficult shots in tennis is to take the backhand up here on the shoulders on the rise. It is really, because it is so high, it is not comfortable to hit it here. You cannot hit it with power. You cannot hit it with pace. You cannot hit it with accuracy. You cannot hit it with anything up here. So what does Dominic Thiem do? He goes far back from behind and tries to hit it when the ball comes lower on the court. And that shot is not easy, guys, to do. I can promise you that. I have played tennis. And to hit, yeah, you can hit it, but to hit it with quality, it is not easy. Djokovic, he stays further closer to the baseline. He has 2 single-handed backhand, and he can take it up here much easier. And Djokovic has a superior backhand. Dominic Thiem's backhand is powerful, but it is not consistent. He doesn't have consistency with that shot. He really doesn't have. When it goes in, it is magical. But when it goes out, it is awful to see, really. And I think that Rafael Nadal will break down Dominic Thiem's backhand for as long as the match progresses, like we saw in last year's French Open final. Dominic Thiem's backhand was superior in 2 sets, but the 3rd and the 4th sets, it was on vacation. He cannot go toe-to-toe with Rafael Nadal, Dominic Thiem, as Novak Djokovic does. Novak Djokovic can do it. He really can do it. And Novak Djokovic believes it more than Dominic Thiem. He believes it more. He knows that I have defeated this guy more times than anyone in the history of the game. Not only on clay, but outside clay as well. And when he goes and faces Rafael Nadal, he really believes it strongly in him. I have the tools. I have the backhand. I have the shot tolerance. I have the serve. I have the physical abilities. I have everything to beat this guy. I just needed to execute the game plan from the first point to the last point. So, my answer is to that subscriber who asked me, who do you think has the highest chance of defeating Rafael Nadal in the French Open final? It is for sure Novak Djokovic, nobody else. Nobody else. Dominic Thiem, no, I don't believe in him. I think that he can make Rafael Nadal give Rafael Nadal a run for his money, absolutely, but defeating him, no, I don't think so. But the big problem for Novak Djokovic is he needs to survive the other dudes in those first 6 matches, because he can be knocked out against other dudes. He can be knocked out against Steve Wawrinka. He can be knocked out against Dominic Thiem, Cecchinato, like he did in 2018. So Novak Djokovic has not played the French Open final since 2016, 4 years. So, but if Djokovic, that is a big if, goes to that French Open final, I truly believe it is 55% advantage Rafael Nadal and 45% advantage Novak Djokovic. Now Rafael Nadal is still the favorite. You cannot go against a Terminator clay court machine like him, but Djokovic is the player who really can do the job. Djokovic is the player who really can put that upset. Djokovic is the player who really can make that miracle and defeat Rafael Nadal for the first ever time in 15 years in a French Open final. Nobody else, really. Nobody else. If Djokovic gets knocked out in the quarters, if Djokovic gets knocked out in the semifinals, and say we have another dude in the final like Dominic Thiem or Stan Wawrinka or Tsitsipas or Medvedev or Rublev or you name it, they will not defeat Rafael Nadal in the French Open final. At least not this year, if we have a French Open final. If we have a French Open tournament this year. At least not this year, not even next year. That is my opinion. My opinion is that only the biggest chance that has the player who has it is Novak Djokovic. Alright guys, this was a long video. I'm sorry. I hope you enjoyed this one. Take care and bye-bye.